Agarwal is with us. He's managing partner and fund manager at DoorDarshi India Fund. Rajiv, good to have you with us here. Thank you for your time. It's largely played out, right? I mean, higher yields, higher dollar, higher equities in the US as well, on the back of the Trump win. What from here, though, and especially what's the road ahead for India? Because benchmark indices have fallen over 10% from all-time highs. Do you think there is more?
I think from here, we have started seeing, Prashant, the picks from Trump. And that is what is keeping market quite animated in terms of what that policy is. And I think everything that we are seeing is reflecting the fact that Trump would be following through on the commitments that he did during the campaign trail. The picks are really reflecting his policy guidance that he has given. And some of that policy is going to be a lot of uncertainty. And so I do think that as Trump administration comes into the office, we will start seeing some significant volatility because of the decisions they will make, since many of these office bearers are first time in the administration.
So all the way till the 20th of January, which is the inauguration, you think we'll perhaps be in a bit of a state of uncertainty?
Yeah, I mean, I think the uncertainty will definitely continue till we start seeing the policy actions, because right now we have the election which played out very clearly. Trump has and Republican Party have got the House, the Senate, and the presidency, which is going to allow them to actually put whatever policies they want to. And we know some of it is beneficial to the stock market in terms of lower taxes, right? So that is great. But in terms of how they have been talking about cutting the government budget deficit, that will be one thing that the street will be watching out very carefully, how they will do that, and therefore what will be the implication of that on the rest of the policy making. So that's one which I think will be very, very important. And I think there are some concerns already around the amount of cut they are talking about.
All right. Hi, Rajiv. Good morning and good to see you, Ben. Rajiv, everyone likes India as a structural story. The problem is the flows are not coming. What about you? You have mentioned in the past you like select gold financiers, you like some housing finance companies, couple of those banking names as well. J&K Bank, I think so, is the one that you've mentioned. Have you allocated more money or are you sitting on the sidelines? Because it's baffling. India is the top investment idea in town, but the FII flows, they're not coming about.
Yeah. No, so Nigel, you are absolutely right. I think the FPIs have pulled out a lot of money in the last month or so. I mean, there are a few factors. One is obviously as the Trump trade has gained momentum, we have seen that the US Treasury yield has gone up and the differential between US Treasury and the Indian government bonds have shrunk to some extent, the 10-year Treasury. In terms of some of the names that we are talking about, I do think that there is more opportunity as the prices come down, because obviously the forward return expectations go up. So we have been allocating money. We are happy allocators. As you know, we have talked about we sitting on some cash, and this is the time to deploy cash as the prices have come down.
So what are you deploying this cash in? And is it more of the same, or are there new themes as well which are now coming into your price zone?
So I think apart from banking and finance, and actually you talked about Muthoot, which was pretty interesting because clearly the gold finance companies are having some new growth opportunities as is reflected by the results. So I think that's great. But apart from that, even the capital market players have done quite well in Q2 and their prices have come down quite meaningfully in the last few weeks. And given the Indian IPO market, where we think that the deal making will continue, while the brokerage revenue may have some impact, but overall, I think capital market players should do quite well from here, just given the momentum we have in the Indian capital markets.
But you like Manappuram, right? And that stock
Yes.
has underperformed. So you'll have added more of Manappuram?
So Manappuram actually, Nigel, the problem with Manappuram is they're in the regulatory crosshairs. Yes. And it's a little bit uncertain. Of course, there is the news about possibly a buyout of some promoter stake from one of the private equity players. We'll see if that plays out. But right now, we are basically in the wait and watch on Manappuram. We are not actively adding in Manappuram because we don't know how long this regulatory headwind will be there for them. But we are definitely adding other banking names.
Noted your view, Rajiv. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks a lot for joining in this morning and giving us your view in the Indian markets and what do you like and your broad outlook as well. Wishing you a good rest of the day. Thanks a lot for joining in.